To start off, I've got actually a shitty poem that I wrote in like 2 minutes.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I took inspiration from a previously written poem. 'Twas the night before the NFL schedule release.
Oh, yes.
Because the schedule comes out later. Everyone was at work, except for poor Baker. Would the Cowboys be on national TV? It was quite the caper. Most likely, because the NFL recycles content more than Annie Ager.
That's good.
Came around with the punchline at the end.
That's good.
Welcome back to the Goose Egg Sports Podcast, which is the most poetic podcast this side of the Great Lakes. I'm Matt, a.k.a. Dr. Strange without a doctorate. Mr. Strange, basically.
Nice.
And I'm joined by Jerrod, a.k.a. Skip Bayless Jr.
Yes, I respect him.
He is in his bag lately on Twitter. He does not know what to do with himself since LeBron has been out of the news for so long.
Yeah, it's like he wishes LeBron was in the playoffs.
100%.
Deep down inside.
Maybe
not
see,
even deep down.
No, he 100% wishes he does because it's without LeBron, without Tebow, without the Cowboys, he is completely out of his element right now. He doesn't know what to do.
His three pillars are gone.
Exactly.
His 3 pillars of content are just out the window.
Like you could just tell when you're watching him debate about like the Suns or Luka or Joel Embiid. He just doesn't care.
He's just like on his phone, just like texting or whatever.
What? Oh yeah, no, it's fine. He's so lost out there. I feel so bad for him.
Oh, really? You feel bad for him?
From everything we hear about Skip from like his peers, everyone says he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Which does like cause me to pause a little bit about judging him because if everyone's saying he's a great guy, I'm assuming he is. But just the fact he's made his living off of being a troll.
Yeah.
Something doesn't sit right with me about that.
I mean, his thousands and thousands of dollars he's made. I mean, that really band-aids the
Believe it or not,
pain.
I think it's millions and millions.
Not if that, millions.
It's definitely millions. He just got that huge bag last year.
Yeah.
And people love watching him debate.
I think he's missing Stephen A. He really misses him.
Yeah. And I think Stephen A misses him too. I do want when they retire, I would love that for them to do one big like reunion show. I hope ESPN and Fox let that happen.
They will. Their contracts will expire or something will happen.
And you think they'll just go do a podcast together or something?
No, but they'll definitely have at least like one episode of something at some point.
I think so too. I always kind of thought, because I thought there was rumors that Skip was going to retire a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought for sure they would let like Stephen A come on and do like one last Tebow debate or something. I don't know what the topic would be.
Well, I think they got to time it out. Like if the Cowboys are in the Super Bowl, then you bring Stephen A on.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It needs to be a big event.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Because Stephen A is the Cowboy hater too.
Yeah.
Or maybe for LeBron's like Hall of Fame induction or something like that.
It's like his last retirement game or something.
Yeah, for LeBron's last game, they got to get Stephen A and Skip together one last time.
And then they'll have wrestler entrances to like debate.
That would be phenomenal.
You know that one clip of like Stephen A like wearing the Cowboys hat, like slapping hands? It'll be something like that they need. And pyro.
And Skip will just come out doing that same pose he does in his Instagram photos where he's just like this, like I can't lose in these shoes.
He's got to do it shirtless too.
They should both have to be shirtless. Let's just turn it into wrestling at this point.
It's a couple guys shirtless debating LeBron. Cowboys.
What is more male than that?
Yeah. Too much alpha.
Well, apparently they were trying. Stephen A really was trying to get Skip to come back last year when Skip's contract was up, and that's why Skip's price shot up so high from Fox Sports. Stephen A was making a huge push to get Skip back.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I think that would have been really interesting. I'm honestly shocked they haven't just gone off and done their own thing together. But I guess they both get a bag from their company.
And it's cushy. Like they just have to show up. They don't have to like make any phone calls to set anything up. They can just show up. And
That's
talk.
very true. Imagine those two trying to set up a podcast remote together.
Oh, no, that would not work. They don't even know how to work Zoom probably.
Stephen A, I can see you, but I cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Are you on mute? Have you been silenced the same way that Dak Prescott has been silenced in the fourth quarter by his inept coaching from Mike McCarthy?
Mike McCarthy. Yeah.
That is my best Skip Bayless impression.
That was a good one.
People say I look like Skip Bayless Jr., especially in that one TikTok where I was hating on LeBron and people thought it was serious. A lot of people said, holy shit, Skip Bayless had a son. And I see it, especially when I have my long hair. I definitely look like a mini Skip Bayless.
Well, hopefully you don't age as poorly as he has. He's got a lot of wrinkles.
He's way older than you think, though.
How old is he?
He's like, I think he's late 70s.
No shit.
I think so. He's really old.
Skip
Bayless, but he works out every single day. I listened. Oh, he's just 7. So he's just 70.
Late 60s.
early 70s, you could argue.
Mm-hmm.
But, he said in his podcast, I just watched this clip yesterday. He said he has not missed a day of cardio since 1998.
I don't believe him.
Why not?
I don't know.
He's ripped. Look at my shirt.
I don't disagree with that, but there's probably a couple days he's missed.
I don't know.
Anybody that says that, I haven't missed a day, blah, 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 they've missed that.
They've missed it. They've missed at least a day.
Yeah.
But he only eats chicken and rice, and he eats I know way too much about Skip Bayless's life, but he eats chicken, rice, and broccoli every single day for every single meal, except for on Friday nights, him and his wife split one piece of pizza.
Oh my God. That's
He's never drank alcohol in his life.
Such a boring diet.
He's never done drugs. I don't know how he does it. He literally just gets his fuel from hating on LeBron. He does an hour of cardio every single day, he says. And he said his one vice is Diet Mountain Dew.
Oh, that is a big vice.
Well, that's because him and Shannon gamble that on the show now when they bet on games. They gamble.
Do you actually watch it?
I went through when I was working my last job, I listened to every single episode of Undisputed and then followed by The Herd just because I was writing memes for a scrapbooking company. I needed something just to keep my brain going. And that was mindless yet entertaining enough that I could do it.
Right. And then you'd peak with The Herd.
Yep, I would end my days with The Herd.
That's the best.
Oh, it was because the podcast would come out consequentially.
Yeah.
So I would right after lunch, I'd go right into Undisputed, listen to that, and I would listen to the full Herd, which is the 3-hour long show, and the whole third hour is basically the first hour repeated. I don't know why I did it.
Yeah, you had nothing else to listen to.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
but
you have no other gods to listen to.
It was my only deities. Big Fox Sports 1 stan over here.
Your vice is Colin Cowherd, like Diet Mountain Dew is for Skip.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But oh my God, I definitely got dumber during that phase of my life.
Yeah.
All my sports opinions just sounded exactly like theirs.
And you're always yelling your sports opinions.
Pretty much. And I was just listening to them debate the same topics every day. I don't know why I did it. It just became a comfort thing to me.
Yeah.
But during football season, quite literally, the craziest thing could happen, and they would lead with the Cowboys beating Washington.
Yeah, by 10.
Yeah, exactly. It was, and they would even just admit it, a lot of crazy things happened in Sunday, but first let's talk about Skip's Cowboys.
Yeah, and then the bottom line would read is Dak Prescott MVP? ?
Yeah, the topics they would choose just to find some way to talk about the Cowboys. It was ridiculous.
Should they bench Ezekiel Elliott?
Yep, I knew every twist and turn of the Cowboys that year. All right. We'll talk football a little bit later. First, let's cruise through, update the NBA playoffs a little bit. Bucks versus Celtics are up tonight. That series is tied 2-2. The Bucks absolutely blew Game 3, and Al Horford has come to life randomly.
Yeah, he's a second wind, it seems like.
It's so bizarre. I thought he was beyond done.
Mm-hmm. I was surprised he was still in the league.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I thought for sure he'd be gonzo, but he just has such a big contract that I think people have to play him.
And the funny thing is big men back in the day used to have a longer career.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's 3-point shooters like the JJ Redicks of the world. I mean, not JJ Redick, but if you're able to shoot the three, you'll have a longer career. And it's pretty amazing to see Horford, a bigger man who could shoot a little bit, have something.
Not crazy amount, but yeah.
Yeah. But he's extended his career with old school style basketball almost.
Speaking of big men, have you been keeping up with the Rudy Gobert Shaq beef right now? Rudy Gobert basically was coming out and saying he could beat Shaq one-on-one, if they're both in their primes. Or he never said he'd beat him. He said he could lock him down.
So hold him to 20 points instead of 30 points?
There hasn't really been clarification of what he meant, but he's come out multiple times and said he could lock Shaq down in his prime.
Shaq is just so much stronger than Rudy. Rudy's got the length.
Yeah, he does.
I think Shaq's got too much power.
And are we sure Rudy's a great one-on-one defender? We always see him in a team setting.
Right.
And also, it's just such a weird thing. One-on-one is not true basketball.
Especially with big men like that.
Exactly. Because you know what Shaq, the move is going to be every time.
It's going to back you down, spin.
Yeah, Shaq wasn't a very versatile player.
No, he was always in the paint.
Yeah, it was just strength.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be interesting. Did Shaq just get 10 tries to score and see how many times Rudy can stop him?
Rudy might have a point if it's one-on-one, a basic one-on-one situation.
Yeah.
Ball top of the key, see what happens.
I don't think it's crazy. I still think Shaq would win, but I don't think it's as crazy. Obviously, Shaq's going to say he would destroy. He was trying to play it cool last night on Inside the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm not going to get into beef. I'm too old for that, but it's time for you young boys to step up and get better. So
I'm not going to get into
that.
beef. It proceeds to get in beef.
100%. But I love Charles Barkley was just chanting Rudy the entire segment.
That's great.
That just works out perfectly.
Yeah, it writes itself.
Yeah. I do wonder, I mean, obviously, like Joel Embiid probably has a better chance of stopping Shaq
Yeah, just with the shooting.
or
ability.
Giannis or something like that.
Yeah, you just have to stay at the top of the key.
Have you been watching those? I think it's Bleacher Report's doing that series where it's like an animated series where they're taking like players and putting them in a one-on-one situation.
I heard about one of them with Draymond
and Dennis Rodman. It's more of a comedy thing. It's not a real thing, but it fills that like void in my heart that Game of Zones left. Did you ever watch the Game of Zones?
I heard about it.
Those are really good too. Bleacher Report does a good job with like NBA fictional content, which is a very niche market.
Right.
But I enjoy it. Jason Tatum might officially be him. He's a true superstar, I think, at this point. He's really good.
Yeah.
Who do you think in the league is an actual superstar? Because we throw that term around a ton. I think there should only be like probably 5 or 6 superstars, maybe 10.
I don't think there's a number. I think it just depends.
I think what would you say qualifies a superstar?
1 NBA final championship.
Okay.
1 MVP. At least 5 All-Star games.
Yeah, I would say that, and I think they kind of transcend the brand of the team they're on.
So would you say Jokic would be a superstar?
I don't think he is.
But he should be, though.
But yeah, he's a 2-time MVP at this point.
He just doesn't have like that personality to be.
Because I think the personality matters. I think the superstars in the league right now are LeBron, Giannis, KD, Steph. God, there's probably someone I'm forgetting. Embiid might be there.
Like would you say Butler? Probably not.
He's close.
Very close.
Yeah. Dame Lillard, I don't think he's really close as well. Because I think the brand matters a lot more almost than the like actual like playing ability does.
Yeah, and then you need that right personality too, and you need to star in a shitty movie, probably also.
Yeah, I think so, or a terrible commercial line.
Yep, you need like one of those.
Does Giannis isn't in a movie yet, is he?
I'm sure he will be.
He's definitely been. He's definitely cameoed somewhere.
I don't know how the Grease box office works, but he's probably in a movie.
He's definitely in some straight to DVD movie somewhere.
Yeah, I think KD was the same way.
Yeah,
KD was in a shitty movie.
Like Thunderstruck, I think that was
something
called.
bad. It was very bad.
It was definitely found in Walmart bins for $5. Pick 3 for $15.
Who else? And then LeBron, obviously. Space Jam.
I mean, LeBron's been in great movies, critically acclaimed.
Yeah, he's been in a couple.
Yeah.
He's also got a new movie with Adam Sandler coming out, or he's producing.
I think he's just producing that one. That movie, I didn't think looked. That trailer was a little iffy to me.
I'm a big Adam Sandler guy, so I think I'll be good.
Are you? I've never bought into the hype. I like his off-camera stuff more than I like his on-camera stuff. Uncut Gems was pretty good though.
Very good movie.
Yes,
very.
I'll give him that, but I just can't forgive him for like the grown-ups era of stuff.
I think it's fine.
I know what he's doing. It's obviously it's just a cash grab, and I think there's no shame in that.
And I didn't hate Hubie Halloween.
I don't think I saw it.
It's a Halloween movie.
Is it great?
I liked it.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's all that matters, I suppose. Not every movie has to be great to be enjoyable. I of all people should know that.
Yeah, because you don't watch movies.
I know. I gotta get better at it. I'm gonna try and do one a month.
One a month?
Maybe one a week, like on a Sunday night or something like that this summer.
Yeah, I watch like a couple a week.
I could do. I just don't have the attention span. It's so bad.
But you'll watch an entire series of something, won't you?
I watch one TV series a year.
Okay.
And that's pushing it.
Gotcha.
Like, if anything, I'll just go back and like rewatch Breaking Bad if I can't find a show that year to like. But the last show I really got into was Workaholics, maybe.
And that counts, but it doesn't really count.
Workaholics isn't a show. Workaholics is just a brain melt. It was during quarantine. Is when I was watching it, and my head would start to hurt like 3 episodes in. It's so stupid.
It's a great show.
It is, but it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's very dumb. Great show though. Anyway, Celtics.
Yeah. I think it's a close series. They need to keep outgritting the Bucks. I think the Bucks will find a way to win this series. They definitely should have last game. This is obvious. I mean, 2-2. This is obviously a huge game coming up tonight. No shit. Have you seen that one comedian who does that bit about 7-game series and asking players if it's a must win?
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's really good. I wish I knew the name so we could pull it up, but there's a stand-up comedian. He does a bit where he's like, I love 7-game series because then reporters get to ask my favorite question in basketball. Is this a must win?
Yeah.
He's like, game 1, no. Game 2, no, not really. Game 3,
a little bit.
No, yeah. Game 4, it might be. It's a really good bit. If I could find it, I'll like throw the link in here or something. But I think the Bucks win this series. Second game tonight, Warriors versus Grizzly. Ja seems like he's out for the postseason.
Yeah, this series is done.
Yep, I think the Warriors end it tonight. It seems like they don't like the Grizzlies. They're playing with they're playing personally. So I think they win tonight. I think the Grizzlies are just going to be too deflated after the Ja news.
Sorry, Tyler.
Yep. Sorry, Tyler. Your dream season ends tonight. I think Warriors win tonight, and they'll be nice and rested for the next series.
Yeah.
We got Heat versus 76ers. Heat are up 3-2. The Sixers got shit rocked last night. 120-85.
Ooh.
And it was kind of like, it wasn't really a must-win game because they started off down 2-0, but they had a chance to win and then get a closeout game at home tomorrow night. And they did not do that. They got destroyed on every aspect of the game.
So if like the Sixers lose this series, where do they go from here?
I was just going to ask that because they haven't made it past the second round since AI. They have this weird ceiling, and they've like reinvented this team so many times.
Yeah, it's like
Joel
how many
Embiid.
times can you like reboot, do the process over and over again? Is like Joel Embiid like the common denominator for not
Does
making
he
it?
just have a ceiling? And it's weird because he always has some injury around this time, like always just bad
Yeah,
luck.
breaks his face.
They tried it with Ben Simmons. They've tried it with like Danny Green. They tried it with Jimmy Butler. They have it with James Harden now. It's very weird. They just have this ceiling that they can't get past.
I don't get it either. I don't know if I'm the GM of the Sixers, I don't know what
Daryl Morey.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Because, I mean, they can't trade. Like, who are they going to trade for that's going to change things at this point? James Harden might not even be back next year.
Yeah.
They kind of went all in on this year because his contract expires this year.
Yeah.
So
I don't really understand.
I don't know. It's gut check time for them for sure. I think they're going to be memed the fuck out of if they lose tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's always that one team in the playoffs that just gets roasted by memes. Maybe it was the Nets already. Maybe it's already passed. But I think that is one of the best parts about the NBA culture is NBA Twitter knows how to hate on someone when they fuck up.
Yes.
I think that's my favorite part of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see if the Sixers can figure it out. Also, like, this is Doc Rivers. I think this is his second year with the Sixers now. He might be the common denominator too.
Like he hasn't had. I mean,
I think he's the most overrated coach in sports. By
he's
far.
up there. He's up there because he had one good year with the Celtics, obviously. And then
he only has one championship,
right? And then
but he has had 3 jobs. He gets like a really he gets longevity. I think players really like him. That might be why.
Yeah,
but he does not win a lot.
I don't get it. I don't know what they need. Like he keeps getting these jobs with like the Clippers and the Sixers.
I mean, he's probably the second most famous coach in the whole league behind Pop. It's weird. I don't get it either. Maybe he's just bad at making adjustments or something like that.
But
he's always had talent too.
Yeah, he just doesn't really do a whole lot with it.
Yeah, exactly. He does not elevate.
Yeah, I agree.
So good luck, Sixers. They're fighting for their lives tomorrow night. It'll be very interesting to see because I could see them pulling it out, or I could see an epic collapse. I could see them getting blown out again.
I think they're done. Stick a fork in them.
I think so too. All right, and then the last series, Suns versus Mavericks. Suns are up 3-2. Booker and Luka do not like each other. There was a couple moments last night where they're like shoving each other around. Mm-hmm. They're kind of the antithesis of each other. Like Booker doesn't always have great numbers, but he helps the team win. And Luka always has phenomenal numbers, but his team doesn't always win.
Right.
Kind of interesting to see. I think we're set for a Suns versus Warriors Western Conference Finals, and I think I would take the Suns in 7. It'll be a fun one. I think the Suns win this series. I think they close out this next game. I think the Mavericks have outplayed like what they're capable of.
They're just not very deep. Not as deep as the Suns.
And I know I have a Luka card up here, but I still am not a huge Luka guy. I can't figure out why.
Yeah.
I think it's just because he complains to the refs so much. Mm-hmm. But then my other card, there's a LeBron one. And some people have that same criticism of LeBron.
Yeah. You want to talk about complaining to the refs a little bit?
I don't think LeBron does it as much as people say he does.
Well, he does.
You think?
He'll walk up the court and still bitch at the ref when the other team's going for a fast break.
I mean, he's 37. He can't be chasing. He can't be chasing. He can't be chasing down.
He's trying to save his energy for defense or what offense. Or
yeah, he can't be chasing down fast breaks all the time.
Should be.
Do you actually believe that? Do you think players should be hustling every single play?
Not every like if it's fucking, I don't know, you're like way below 500 and whatever, then not. Which the Lakers were this year.
Yeah, exactly. So this year he has an excuse for it.
Well, and he's the leader, and he should be like leading by example and like hustling and shit like that.
That is a part of it. I would agree with that.
Because it's just bad. It
I
just
think the
rubs
worst
off
look
everyone.
was after the J.R. Smith blunder. LeBron was very checked out of that overtime.
Yeah.
But like in his defense, he just probably had. I think that's the greatest game in NBA history. LeBron's 51-point game. That game one.
Mhm.
I just watched the highlights like earlier this week. Phenomenal. But that overtime he literally didn't record a single stat if I remember correctly.
He got way too focused on that one error.
And like on the sideline, he like kind of threw a temper tantrum after JR fucked up.
Yeah.
Which maybe you could argue rightfully so, but it's also at the same time, it's in the past. You got to move on.
And if you're supposedly the greatest player ever, you got to recover from that.
Yeah, which a lot easier said in hindsight than in the moment or whatever, but it is what it is. So you're probably a big Giannis guy because Giannis hustles all the time.
I don't mind Giannis.
Did
Shoot.
Did I show you that Bill Simmons clip or whatever where they were talking about how Giannis is at the peak of likability right now? Because who dislikes Giannis in the world?
The downfall is going to be hard.
The downfall is coming because it happens with every single NBA star.
Mhm.
LeBron was there before he left for Miami. KD was definitely there before he left for Golden State.
Yes.
Like his "You're the real MVP" speech to his mom.
Oh, peak.
Everyone loved him. Steph was there before they got KD.
But the thing with Steph is kind of funny. Is like, okay, nobody hates this guy. What the fuck's going on?
It was weird. It was very eerie.
But then people are like, yeah, we should probably hate this guy.
I think people just wanted to be different in the media, and they
Yes.
just found. I remember Nick Wright did a big expose about why he hates Steph Curry and the Warriors. That was before they got KD. Even he just called them front runners and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just because they were squashing LeBron.
It's just funny. Like, hey, we don't hate this guy yet. We should probably start hating this guy for whatever reason.
And I think that's coming soon for Giannis. I just can't imagine what the reason will be. Like, I think he'd have to like switch teams or do something.
Or like he'll go to like Chick-fil-A and just order grilled nuggets or something.
He did that already, didn't he?
Yeah, but it was like
But this time where it's gonna be, this time is because you can't really pick on anything in his game. Like he's not cocky at all or anything like that.
Mhm.
I like think something's gonna change, but something will change soon. I think sometime within the next year, his villain arc will have started, or we'll just at least have a subset of people who hate Giannis.
So what you recommend is sell your Giannis stock now. Be cool.
In terms of likability, but it'll come back up.
But like to be cool, like you should
be the guy in your friend group who hates Giannis for no reason right now. Be different. Be the Kyrie Irving of your friend group and hate on stuff for no reason.
Yeah.
Go on Grand Theft Auto online for some reason. Why was that the game he was playing either?
It's still an active community.
Is it?
Yeah.
I gotta get back into it. I love GTA.
No, don't do it. It's spammed to hell. And
Is it?
you get killed all the time. It's not that fun.
Well, I wouldn't let myself get killed.
Well,
Isn't there
I'll
like a
kill you.
deep like role playing community or something like that where
Probably.
people I've seen like clips where people like play it dead ass seriously, like where the cops will like pull people over and they'll like
Yeah, I've
send
seen
in
that.
like license plate numbers and walk up and like arrest people, and you're supposed to take it like super
Well,
seriously.
yeah, they don't like sports, so like how we like imagine storylines in our head for Madden.
They do a GTA.
Exactly.
That sounds fun, kind of. I should get into that.
Yeah, but there's no like cool storylines you can do.
Yeah, eventually I think I would get so bored because everyone does that thing where they just drive around and follow traffic laws in GTA for a bit.
Mm-hmm. I've done
Like
that.
you just get that bored. But then eventually you're just like, all right, I need to fuck something up.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm
blow
well
something up.
behaved enough to go live The Sims in a video game format where you can also have a bazooka.
Yeah, I gotta go to a strip club.
Exactly.
Get my mind off things.
I need to go fucking unplug.
That was the best when you were younger.
The strip clubs?
Yeah, GTA Vice City.
Dude, my fucking freshman year of college, there was one weekend we're like, you know what? We need to be sober. We need to be good. So we invited all the boys over and we just went to the GTA strip club and watched dead sober. I
Oh
don't
my
know
God.
why we did it.
I hate
We
that.
just needed something to do because we were so bored. It was the Saturday night of like the sober weekend. We just didn't know what to do. And so we originally did that for a little bit. They're like, all right, no, this is weird.
Yeah.
So then we put on Halo and we were all playing Halo together and getting really loud. And a group of girls like knocked on our door and it was like, hey, are you guys having a party in here? And they came in and we were all just sweaty and playing Halo. And they're like, oh, never mind. And closed the door.
Oh, no.
We never had questioned like our life more
Oh.
than that moment.
And that's when you cracked a beer open and you're like, all right, we got to end this sober.
I think we did. I honestly think we like started drinking at that point. It was so funny. I remember that so vividly.
Got to be a fly on that wall.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, man.
Right next to my Glenn Quagmire poster I probably had up on the wall.
Cringe.
Yeah,
And
I
you're-
didn't have a personality at that point.
I
I
know.
still don't.
That's true.
Or-
And then like, next to your Boondock Saints poster.
Never had one of
Oh,
those.
see, you're not
I had a
sick, man.
Quagmire. I had I think an Eminem one at one point.
Like the candy or
The rapper.
Okay.
Like an M&M wrapper, like a candy wrapper.
Yeah. Ha, ha, ha.
I think that. What did you have on your wall for posters?
I really had nothing.
I bet you had Pulp Fiction.
I had no post. I never really had posters growing up.
Really?
Never.
I had
I can't really think of any.
In my childhood bedroom, I had a Brett Favre Fathead that I got for Christmas. That is still up to this day in that room.
Fatheads were like the biggest Christmas present you could possibly get for a hot minute.
And no one does them anymore, right?
No, it was
they
like,
just stand out. They're so ugly, kind of.
But it was like for like what 6 to 12-year-olds loved them.
They were on every commercial of like NFL Network, ESPN. They were on every single commercial. And the idea was you could just have a life-sized. They were never life-sized.
Adult man on your wall.
And they weren't ever life-sized. They were supposed to be life-sized.
Like 5 feet tall.
Yeah, they're like my Brett Favre one. I think is like 3 or 5 feet, and it's basically like a PNG like transparent image of them just in the middle of a pose. It's very bizarre. I remember the first few nights with my Brett Favre one, I couldn't really sleep because he's like staring in your soul.
You have a almost life-size adult man looking at you.
Yeah, the deadest eyes possible, but. Those commercials made them look like the coolest possible thing you could ever imagine.
Yeah, just throw it up your fucking wall. You got Ben Roethlisberger on there.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want Peyton Manning mid-snap staring at you in your soul as you're trying to get some shut-eye?
I never understood it. They obviously.
I'm surprised. I kind of thought you would have one.
No, I didn't. I was always too scared of them. Too life-size.
They were too big.
Yeah.
Too fat of heads.
Too fat of heads for me. Couldn't do it.
Speaking of big-headed and kind of creepy, round of applause for Tom Brady, everybody. Good for him for getting a win for once in his life.
Yes.
He announced that he signed a 10-year, $375 million deal with Fox Sports to be their leading analyst whenever he does retire.
Yeah.
That's more than double what Tony Romo is making with his huge deal.
Is it a guaranteed contract?
I'm sure it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's more than he's made playing football, like by 75 million. I think he's made 300 million playing football so far, just like on the field.
Right.
But more than that, more than double. Do you think he's going to be a good announcer?
I don't know, because Joe Montana also had a big deal out of the league, and he was not a great announcer.
I don't think he will either. When I see Tom Brady, I don't think of someone who oozes personality.
Yeah.
And we didn't really think that way with Tony Romo either.
Mm-hmm.
So he could maybe surprise us.
He'll make like those funny little quips during the game.
Yeah.
Like he'll like, I don't know, this is an example. Like Josh Allen will throw like a deep 80-yard touchdown, and like Tom Brady will say something like, "Well, I guess there's more than one goat in the stadium tonight." He'll do something like that.
His humor doesn't sit well with me.
Same, yeah.
The TikToks he makes are just cringy to me. It just feels like he's trying to get in on every single conversation possible where he doesn't need to be there. And I think he's just trying to let off steam from his New England days a little bit, where he just had to be bottled up.
Yeah, repressed.
And now he's kind of like the awkward kid who was homeschooled forever. And now he's like in college and he just doesn't know how to make he doesn't know how to make jokes.
Right. He's got very like Scientologist vibes to me.
Especially if you look at his team pictures, like the official team pictures for the last few years, his eyes have gotten wider and wider every single year.
Too much TB12.
The last one he did, he straight up looks like a serial killer. Yeah. His eyes are so wide. I don't think he's going to be a good announcer either. I mean, I'm sure he'll work at it, because I'm sure he'll get he's obviously a really hard worker. I'm sure he'll care about it a little bit at least. Mm-hmm. But I don't see it personally. And I also kind of thought it was a little weird that he is going to announcing. I kind of thought he'd be not necessarily above that, but...
Yeah, well, money talks.
I mean, holy shit, yeah. I mean, Fox at this point is just straight up paying for...
Skip Bayless and Tom Brady.
They're proving that they're paying for talent.
They're going to have the same cubicle right by each other.
Do you think? I pray to God that Fox Sports has a typical office setup. Do you see Cowherd already did a video congratulating Tom and welcoming him to the team? It's on his Instagram. He literally did it. He's like walking with my wife here in Italy. He's on vacation this week. He's like walking with he's like walking with my wife here in Italy. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my new teammate, Tom Brady. I always kind of thought we'd be teammates, but I kind of assumed I would end up being a slot receiver. Not that you join me. Welcome to Fox.
Nice.
I think you'll like it.
That's very classy.
Very classy by Colin. He's probably 3 Pinot Grigios deep.
And like, yeah. And Colin's probably talking to manager like, let me give Tom the tour of the building.
Please.
Yeah.
Let me show him the break room.
Yeah.
We got to do some sort of big happy hour or something afterwards. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested to see. Who knows when we'll see it. It'll probably be, I don't know. Do you think Tom plays for more than 1 or 2 more years? I kind of think it's just this year.
I think this year might be the last year.
I think so too.
I say that now, and I'm probably wrong, but I feel like this is the last year.
I think he just wants to do 1 more too.
Yeah.
And we'll see if I'm sure he'll be good.
I mean, the writing's quite literally on the wall.
I just really hope we don't have to go through the whole retirement celebration again. Like, I hope we don't have to redo like videos.
Oh, we will.
I think we will. I think I'll just tune out. Hopefully,
or they might just like repackage them from the year before.
Just added some,
repost it.
Just added some highlights.
Yeah.
Not even the cinematic ones, just straight up from the games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that will probably happen.
I will say, I think I'm actively cheering against him to win the Super Bowl. I don't think I could stand those storylines.
I can't do it. I can't have him win it.
It's again, we've talked about it when he unretired. It just felt like the story had kind of ended a little perfectly. I think we were all ready. We were all ready to move on.
We had all the little videos we watched. We were accepting.
Yeah, we read the letters.
Yep.
We did the whole, he didn't mention the Patriots. Oh, maybe like we've done all of it already. It just, it feels cheap that he's coming back.
Yeah, it
this
feels
year.
like my heart got crapped on. That's what it feels like.
A little bit. And I've even grown to like Tom way more than I did back in the day. This last like few years in Tampa, but I'm ready for something new. I'm ready to move on.
Yeah, if he wins the Super Bowl, it'd be like, oh god.
Oh, just listening to like Aaron Andrews gush about him.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just, he's a great player. Obviously, it's just
boring.
I'm just
point.
bored with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think a lot of us are at this point, but I already know the tweets we'll see that opening game from the Bucs when they make the playoffs. Wow, a 45-year-old just made the playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't think we're talking about this enough.
I know.
No, we are. We've talked about it plenty.
20 years we've been talking about this almost.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm not excited about that.
And then we'll be gushing all over him that first game he announces too.
Oh yeah. I told you this. Like after the very first quarter of his first announcing, there'll be tweets of like Tom Brady greater than Tony Romo.
It took Tom Brady 1 quarter of announcing to be better than Tony Romo. He's going to have one little soundbite that goes viral.
Yeah.
I think we're just at the point where we're all just enabling him, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the right word.
He's probably listening to this and it's like, okay, I'll take notes.
Yeah, I hope so. We'll give him some motivation. But it just feels like, I don't know. I get he's deserved all this. He's worked hard. He's done everything the right way. Not a lot of blemishes
the right way
on his career, but it's just enough is enough with the slobber fest.
Oh yeah, and then he'll make like a Deflategate joke.
I bet he makes a Deflategate joke.
Yeah.
Because usually his humor is self-deprecating. He usually doesn't go like the "I'm the GOAT" route. It's usually like self-deprecating. Like maybe I think that'll be the first joke he makes that's corny. It's like the refs will be checking the ball. It's like, are they checking to see if it's deflated?
He's
I
like,
know from experience.
Well, yeah, that air pressure looks good in that ball. I'll make something like that.
Yeah, all of his jokes are like a tuck rule. I bet he does a tuck rule thing his first season.
Oh yeah, he kind of already has, but yeah, he
just did on TikTok with the Justin Bieber trend or whatever. But I guarantee you, I'm putting that out right now. The first season Tom Brady commentates, he will make a tuck rule joke at some point.
And I'm gonna say a Deflategate joke.
Yeah, I think he does both.
Yeah, that's gotta be.
Or if I swear to fucking God, if he commentates on a game and one team goes up 28-3, I am turning that game fucking off. I am not listening to it. I won't do it.
That will be bad. Yes,
I do really. I hope he commentates soon enough that we get to hear him commentate a Bill Belichick game. I think that would be kind of fun.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Hold on here. Let me do quick research.
Yeah, we got Skip Bayless's age pulled up.
2023 Patriots opponents.
Do we think we'll know him by now?
Oh yeah, they know him, but they just don't know like when or what.
Oh, that's right. Oh, there we go. 2022 through 2024. We'll predict. So it'll be a Fox game. So it'll be an NFC matchup.
Are they playing the Bucs? They NFC South, NFC North.
This is 2023.
Yes.
All right. So it'll be at Dallas. They'll probably do that game.
So there is a small chance that
NFC South TV, because it'll be like the it's like
seeded
rankings. Yeah.
So there's a small chance, 25% chance that the Bucs will play the Patriots in 2023. If that happens, Tom Brady is going to announce that game.
100%.
Yes.
And there will be so many fucking cheeky remarks from Kevin Burkhardt, like, hey, you're a place that you're familiar with. In fact, 2 places you're familiar with.
Yeah.
There'll just be so many fucking subtle winks to the camera, so many light nods, just all of that stuff. Makes me sick.
Makes me want to throw up.
It really does.
And it's in Foxborough.
Oh, yeah.
That to be determined.
Every time they do a game in Foxborough, they'll be like, Tom, we're at a place you know pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I've never been up here, though.
Usually I'm down watching on the field. Commentators need to stop.
Just stop. Just silence.
Yeah.
Crowd noise.
But they're not gonna, so let's create our own broadcast dream team.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna have a play-by-play guy, a color guy, and an on-field guy. They can be currently broadcasting. The 3 I picked are not currently doing that. I kind of see it as...
Can they be dead or alive?
Yeah, you can do dead.
Okay.
And we're going to just do, like, we're creating our own network. Who would you create? So play-by-play, I would go... He's usually a color commentator, but I think Charles Davis would be a good play-by-play guy.
I like Charles, but he talks too much. He just talks a little too much.
You think?
Yeah.
So
Smart guy.
That would be tough for play-by-play.
Yes. So I like him a lot. I just think in between snaps, he does like 1 or 2 sentences too many.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, Charles, you can slow it down here.
All right. I don't hate that. I think I'm just used to hearing him on Madden, and his voice sounds like so logical.
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah. He's very smart.
I think that's what goes well with a play-by-play commentator. You have to sound logical a little bit.
I'm going to go in the opposite direction.
Okay.
I'm going to go with John Madden.
For play-by-play?
Play-by-play.
Interesting.
Or no, not play-by-play.
You do him for color?
I'll do color, yeah.
You still think he's the GOAT?
Yeah, GOAT. Usually this is the best.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with John Madden.
For color, I'm going to go with someone who they're popular.
I should have done John Madden play-by-play.
You should just have a, hey, John, welcome back. You're alive again. A lot to catch you up on. First and foremost, you're play-by-play now. So reel it in a little bit, okay?
You know what? I am going to go with John Madden play-by-play now I think about
just
it.
Throw a wrench in there.
Yeah.
I like putting people in uncomfortable situations.
That's what I'll do.
For color, I'm going to go with someone, they're popping a little bit on social media now, and I think they'd be a really good color commentator. I'd be shocked if the NFL hasn't already reached out to them, but I'm going to go with Jordan Palmer, Carson Palmer's brother.
Good one. I like his TikTok a lot.
I think if he hasn't already been reached out to by the NFL, he should be. I think he's really good.
That's a good one.
I think he'd be a really good.
He's got a really good
color
analysis
commentator.
about like every quarterback in the league.
Yeah, because he's worked with so many of them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm going to go him for my color commentator.
My color will be Booger. I think
Booger?
I think Booger and John Madden would meld really well together.
I do think Booger was not given a fair shake. They had him on the Booger mobile.
They should have just threw him in the booth right away.
Yeah, Jason. I don't know how Jason Witten managed to snag that spot. I think they just wanted a cowboy because Romo had just gotten hired.
Yeah,
and it worked so well.
And they thought that would work. That rubbed the genie bottle.
Poor Jason Witten. I feel bad that like the way he got treated in that booth, like by the fans and stuff.
Jason Witten was pretty bad.
He was bad, but he got bullied back into playing football. He straight up went back and played for the Raiders.
Yeah, he didn't play bad either.
And he kept saying like, "Oh yeah, the competitive juices are just flowing. I need to get back out there." No,
yeah,
that is not what happened. You got embarrassed so bad, and ESPN didn't want to fire you because you just got like a 5-year contract.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a conversation with them.
Yep.
And then do you remember how his season ended? Breaking the Pro Bowl trophy.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
He like tried to hand like Mahomes the Pro Bowl trophy and it broke. And then he's like, and Mahomes is like, oh shit. And he goes, here. It just hands him like half the trophy. It was the most sad ending to that
poetic
career.
ending.
It was a little poetic, but it was rough. And then for my on the field analyst, I'm going to go, she's probably my favorite personality in all of sports, Joy Taylor. She's on the herd.
Yeah, she's good.
She's really good. I think she's really smart. I honestly think she does color commentary for the Amazon broadcast right now on Thursday Night Football.
Okay.
So even like reducing her to on-field role, I think she could do better than that, but I just want her a part of the broadcast. In fact, I'll say she's a co-color commentator rather than on the field.
So three-person booth then?
Yeah, I'll go with that because I think she's really good.
So you have no silent reporter still?
No, just have the players yell out what they're talking about.
You could do like a Saragusa thing. Remember, like Tony Saragusa would be on the sidelines announcing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So you could probably do that with.
Yeah,
Joy.
I'd do that with Joy. She'd be like an on the field.
What's
she
happening?
could still do opinions and stuff, but just chime in more regularly than the typical like Aaron Andrews or Michelle Tafoya would.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna go with Pam Oliver.
I like her a lot too. Yeah. I think she's so underrated.
Yeah, I think she's great, and I hate that she got bumped for Aaron Andrews for like the main Fox broadcast years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't like that a lot.
Maybe NBC will pick her up now that Michelle Tafoya is going full
I forgot
right wing crazy kind of.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, I always like respected Pam Oliver.
I do too. I do think she got the boot kind of for Aaron Andrews, which kind of sucked.
Yeah, and I felt like that was unnecessary.
A little bit. Yeah, let's get her back out there. All right, so those are our broadcast dream teams coming to a stadium near you once Tom Brady's 10-year contract runs up in 2053 at this rate.
I've heard that joke so many times.
What?
Oh, he's going to play for another decade now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Annie Agar over here just recycling content.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hope she doesn't hear this. All right, NFL schedule comes out tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting. Holy shit, someone just texted, one of my friends just texted me saying she's having a baby. Sorry, that threw me off.
Oh my God.
That threw me off.
Congratulations. You're
To her. What?
You're an uncle?
No, it's not. It's an old work friend.
Oh, okay.
But holy shit.
You didn't think she would get a baby at some point? Or
She just got married last June.
Okay. So you think she's moving a little too fast or what?
No, it's just completely throwing me off. I'm like, holy shit, this person I know is having a baby. That's crazy. Sorry.
You never met anybody that had a baby or what's going on?
Not really my age yet.
Okay.
Like directly my age.
Gotcha. So that's why it's shocking for you.
Little bit. So congratulations to her. She definitely doesn't listen. But NFL schedule comes out tomorrow. It's the last kind of big event before training camp starts in the NFL offseason.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's honestly my favorite.
It's exciting.
I always go through and like look up certain matchups like Thursday night football, Sunday night football. Because especially if I know I have like a trip coming up or like I'll be doing something around that time. I'm like, oh, what'll be the Thursday night game when I'm at the bar on the road for a road trip or something like that.
Yeah.
I always just like that for some reason. So we're going to predict the opening Thursday night game, the opening America's Game of the Week. I don't know if I told you about that one.
Oh, you didn't? Whatever. I'll figure something out.
Yeah, the opening Sunday night football game. And then I have the first Thursday night football game. Not the opening one, but like the first one to debut Thursday night football.
Okay.
So opening Thursday, I think we're both in agreement of what this will be. I think we're both thinking Cowboys at Rams.
I'm thinking that one.
I think so too. I just think it's because the thing is the NFL doesn't like to burn their really, really good games early. They like to kind of keep those throughout the season because the Rams, they could do it against like the Broncos. They're doing that for Christmas. The Bills, I think.
One thing about the Christmas thing, that really sucks for the NBA that's happening.
That's rough. I know. That's Goodell literally saying "fuck you" to the NBA.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's gonna destroy any NBA game. That Broncos Rams game.
Yeah, that sucks for the NBA.
I agree. I don't think they should have done that. I think they should give the NBA Christmas still, but I guess it is a competition at this point.
They know everybody's at home. They're treating it like Thanksgiving, obviously.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think they're gonna stay doing that because they played games on Christmas this year too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going for Christmas.
I think all of them.
I think they do want them all. Fucking Labor Day, Thanksgiving, Halloween,
Arbor Day,
Christmas,
Columbus Day,
Veterans Day.
They're gonna have them all.
So I think we both agree Cowboys at Rams just makes sense. It was the opening Sunday night game in 2020.
Yeah.
It was, yeah. SoFi was opening up.
Yes. And like Jerry pulled some strings to be the first team that
there. And they always try and get the Cowboys either that Thursday or that Sunday.
My only thing with that, I think that's what'll happen, but I have some doubts because the Cowboys opened the year last year against the Bucs.
Yeah, but does anyone besides like fans like us remember that far back?
I don't know. And I don't know if the NFL cares either.
Yeah, and I think that's a good game because the only other option would have been either a divisional game or maybe the Bills. But I think Bills-Rams is such a good game. They're going to push that back to later in the year.
And I think it'll definitely be a Sunday night game.
And the Cowboys are one of those teams, you kind of got to get them on primetime early because their season always goes one or two ways. They're either really good or really bad.
Get them early.
You got to get, the Cowboys are typically on pretty early.
And I actually don't hate that the Cowboys play the first game every year.
I don't either. Because it gives us
it
gives us very easy fodder for that first Monday. Like, oh, Cowboys are still Cowboys. I guarantee you they will barely lose this game against the Rams. I think the line will be Rams -3, and there'll be some sort of Cowboys blunder.
And yeah, that's what happened last year in the opener. That was such a weird game. Came down to a last second field goal.
Yep,
that's right.
So
that feels like decades ago. That game.
Yeah. 100%. So I think, Rams at Cowboys, I think we're both in agreement. I think that's what I'm most confident with for sure.
And that's what Skip Bayless hopes for too.
Yeah, just so we can say we defeated the reigning Super Bowl champions or we played them really well, depending on how it goes.
This team has heart.
100%. I am back on the Cowboys bandwagon because he's off. He declared he was off it after the playoff game last year. I'm still listening to them a little bit. I'll just be honest. All right. Opening America's Game of the Week. This will be weird. It'll be Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson. Apparently,
I like Greg.
I do too. He's pretty good. I think this is where they're going to put the Packers in somewhere.
Yes.
I think it's going to either be the two options I saw were either Packers at Bills or Patriots at Packers.
Packers at Vikings.
I think that's an option too.
That'd be sick.
I honestly would not be surprised if they get a Packers Vikings week 1.
I would be bricked up for that one.
I think it would be fun. I think it would probably be in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Also, I did check since the schedule is coming out. I did check the Packers do only have 8 home games, just like everyone else.
Fucking time.
But it does always feel like that. But if you look at their home game schedule, cupcake.
Okay. You're talking about strength of schedule, correct?
Yes.
Strength of schedule is overrated.
I think so too. I think its timing is more important than opponents.
Because if you look at, I did some research today.
Okay.
2020 NFL playoffs. Hold on. Sorry. I'm typing.
You're good. Take your time.
Let's see the teams. Hold on. Colts didn't make the playoffs this year from 2020. Seahawks didn't make the playoffs. Washington didn't make the playoffs.
Nope.
Ravens didn't make the playoffs. Browns didn't make the playoffs.
The Bears definitely didn't make the playoffs.
Browns didn't make the playoffs. Steelers didn't make the playoffs.
Steelers made the playoffs this year. They got shit rocked by the Chiefs.
Okay.
They snuck in, remember, because the Colts lost their game.
But like, we always like, oh, they're playing 5 playoff teams this next upcoming season.
There at least 3 or 4 of the playoff teams every year do not really deserve to be there. They just kind of like at least 2.
Right.
2 playoff teams usually do not like deserve to be there.
And we usually have a Super Bowl hangover.
Yeah.
At some point, they like win two games less.
There's always the brain drain. Coaches and coordinators move around.
Exactly. So like when people are talking, like especially right now, like strength of schedule and everything
means nothing.
It means shit.
I agree completely.
And like when people bitch like, oh my god, our divisional opponent has so much easier schedule than us. It's like, you're not going to know that. There's like so many variables with injuries and like you said, brain drain, all that.
Yep.
And it's hard to recreate magic like that too.
Yeah. I mean, are we even like 100% certain like the Bengals will make the playoffs again? Stuff like that.
I mean, we've seen multiple Super Bowl hangovers.
Yeah.
I mean, and like they were extremely healthy last year too.
And there's always a team that is in 4th place in their division that makes it to 1st place.
Yes.
That always happens.
Yes.
A complete turnaround.
Exactly. So like strength of the schedule is stupid.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
Because especially the NFC East, they shuffle the playoff team every single year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think you take it with more than a grain of salt.
A big grain of salt, like the biggest piece of salt you can see.
Yeah. Look up the Packers home opponents this year. I want you to be angered by how much of a cupcake schedule they have at home this year, because it's true. They just somehow every year it feels like they play more home games than everyone. I think it's just because they're on national TV for like every home game.
Yeah. Let's see.
But
one second.
Who do we got? We got the Bears, Lions, Vikings, Giants in London. So they did lose a home game. So they technically have one less home game.
That's great.
Rams, Cowboys, Patriots, Jets, Titans.
Pretty average.
I guess it's not a cupcake, but
so here's the thing with the Packers. They'll probably get like 3 straight home games between like November and December.
That's usually
what happens.
They usually start off with like 3 at home and then like end with 3 at home.
And like the Cowboys and Titans will be coming to Green Bay in December.
Yeah,
like Southern
for that like Saturday game, random Saturday.
Yeah,
at the end
so
of the year.
They'll get like people that aren't used to cold weather come up there during the winter season.
Yeah, and then they'll end the season with the Bears and Lions.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
So congrats to the Packers on another NFC North championship.
Might as well. No,
another
$50 bet.
Double or nothing.
Yeah.
Feeling good about the Vikes already?
Yeah.
All right. I don't hate it. All right. Opening Sunday night football game. Is there any ones you had circled?
I kind of thought Bengals Steelers.
Okay.
I think that's a spicy matchup.
I do think an AFC team will be in it. I don't know about the Steelers.
I was just thinking like a divisional opponent because the Steelers have like a lot of new coaching, or not like
it's a new look.
Coaching. New look. Yeah.
Yeah.
With Pickett.
And the Steelers are still a big market.
Yeah. And it's a rivalry game. So I think they might go that route with the Sunday night game.
I don't hate that. I think they're going to get Tom Brady in there. I think we talked about it earlier, but I think we're all still kind of forgetting how big of a storyline it was that Tom Brady came out of retirement.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to do that. And I think it's going to be either Bengals at Bucks. I think the NFL is going to try and ride this Bengals thing out a little bit.
Especially
and I think, do it early. See if they're about that life. There's kind of comparisons between like Joe Burrow and Tom Brady a little bit.
Ooh.
So I think Bengals at Bucks is my number one choice. Or
I think that's too big of a matchup.
I don't think it is. I don't think the Bengals are a marquee matchup like the Bills would be or something like
Their
that.
stock is very high right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think they would do it now. Either that, or I think they might just go for it and then do Chiefs at Bucks, because the Chiefs go to Tampa this year too.
That'd be a spicy one.
I could do that. The Bills play at the Chiefs again. I think that's way too big of a matchup to have right away.
Yeah,
but
that's be like a week 5 game.
Yeah, like give it a month into the season, like because there's always that initial wave. NFL's back, but it usually dies out around late September, early October. And that's when they gave us this year. They gave us Tampa versus New England to fill up that slot.
Yeah,
they usually do the biggest game of the year, like week 5, week 6.
Yeah. You don't want to blow your load all at once.
Yeah, so I think they save Chiefs Bills for that.
Okay,
because I think that'll be the best game of the season probably.
Yes, a lot of spicy matchups.
There's a lot. There always are. But yeah, so I think my bet is Bengals at Bucks, because I think they're going to ride that Burrow stock while it's high.
That's a good one.
I think the Bengals will have all their national games the first 2 months of the year.
Yeah, and I think the NFL knows that. Okay, they not lucky, but they kind of overperformed a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And they just don't have as many like marquee names. They got Burrow and Chase, and that's kind of about it.
Right.
So I think they'll get that on the way. But I also wouldn't be surprised if they would just want Mahomes in week 1, so they do Chiefs at Bucks. But I think it'll be Bucks for sure.
Okay. And we're sort of in agreement with the Bengals.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so too. And then I don't know if you picked one for the first Thursday night game of the year.
Like the second Thursday night game.
Yep. Yeah. Like premiering Thursday night football. I feel so fucking confident about this one. And it's not a matchup you would think.
What is it?
Broncos at Seahawks.
Ooh.
I am so confident that that'll be it.
That's a good one, because that'll be Amazon's first Thursday night game.
Yep. Amazon, Washington. That's like a thing, right? They're connected.
Maybe a little bit.
Bezos owns like the Washington Post. I think that's where I'm getting that connection.
Okay, I gotcha.
The Seahawks, there's always a good Thursday night games in Seattle because it's on the West Coast. I feel like the last few years there's always been, they usually do Rams Seahawks as a Thursday night game.
Yep.
But I think they're not going to care that much this year about that. But Russell Wilson going back to Seattle, do that right away, especially because same thing. Seahawks are going to suck the rest of the year. Stock is still high. They'll be like 0-1 at that point.
Yeah. And then Amazon wants a good matchup for their first exclusive broadcast.
Or at least just one they can talk about. So I think Russell Wilson going back to Seattle, just get that out of the way now. No one's going to care about that game in December. So I'm actually more confident. I'm not more confident than the Cowboys-Rams matchup, but I'm very, very confident that is the first Thursday night game.
Okay.
I was looking at schedule predictions earlier, and someone said that's going to be the first Sunday night game. I don't think that has enough firepower for that.
I hope not.
That would just be weak, I think.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's perfect for a Thursday night game, because people will just be tuning in just because it's Thursday night football.
Yeah. And Sunday night, that's kind of a weak Sunday night game. There's only like one good storyline with that.
Exactly. It's literally just Pete Carroll versus Russell Wilson.
Yeah, and that's about it.
So I feel very confident about that. I wish I could bet on that, because I could not be more sure of myself right now.
I actually don't have one for that second Thursday night game.
It's usually a very random matchup.
So I think it'll either be like fucking Texans Jaguars, or
it won't be that bad. They'll start off hot. Maybe I could see like a Chiefs Chargers, something like that.
Yeah.
Or it's just some sort of AFC West divisional matchup, because any 4 of those would be good.
Or like a Bills Patriots game might be a good one.
That's not bad, actually. I like that too.
That's a safe one to do.
Bills Patriots has legs kind of whenever, but it's not like you're not blowing your load again.
Right. Yeah.
To use lack of a better word. I don't think it'll be an NFC North matchup. I was trying to think of that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I think they'll start off on the West Coast though, because those usually do better for some reason.
It seems that way. Yeah. It's all over the place.
But it wouldn't be the Rams. Maybe it'd be like Niners Seahawks. I wouldn't be surprised about that. Or Niners Cardinals.
Ooh.
I could see either of those. I kept trying to find where the Cardinals fit in there, because I keep thinking they're going to be a big, like, primetime team this year, but I don't know.
I don't think they get more than like 3 primetime games.
Probably not. I think you're right.
Yeah, somewhere in that area.
And because they'll crush in September if we know anything about the Cardinals.
How fun would that be to make the schedule? Like, to be in that room?
Kind of sounds like hell, honestly. Like, they do little documentaries about it every year, and they go through like 500 variations of it just to try and figure it out.
Because then you have to like think like, oh, we don't want to fuck this team over.
Exactly. Like, this team travels a shit ton. Did you see the Steelers don't leave the Eastern time zone this year?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They travel the least amount out of any team, and the Seahawks, as always, travel the most just because they're the furthest away.
Huh.
But yeah, the Steelers do not leave the Eastern time zone all year. The farthest they travel is like Baltimore.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. I didn't know that.
So buy
Bet on the
Steelers stock, I would say.
Yeah, bet on the Steelers. Holy cow. Did not know that.
I do wonder what their win-loss over-under is at right now, because that would be smart to take the over. Mike Tomlin, I don't think he's ever had a losing season.
Right. Yeah. And anything's been an upgrade over Big Ben.
Yeah, exactly. Do we think Pickett's going to start right away?
I don't think so.
I don't either. I think it'll be Trubisky.
And I think Trubisky will play well right away.
I do too. I think he's got something to prove.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rooting for him too. I always like Trubisky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got anything else to add before we send these puppies home?
If you see any tweets that say like schedule leak, don't look at them. It's great to just get it all at once. Try not to get leaked. It's happened to me a couple times.
You got leaked? Yeah, you saw the Thanksgiving games.
I know the entire Thanksgiving schedule.
What is it?
I'm not saying it.
Why not?
Because I forgot it halfway.
Wasn't I think you said Cowboys,
Bengals.
There was a really good night game.
Bills, Ravens.
Yeah.
I don't know if I think that's a leak.
I keep hearing about the Ravens. The Ravens, I will promise you, I don't know why. I'm promising you right now, the Ravens will be on Sunday Night Football in week 2. I feel like they're always in that first 3 weeks, the Ravens are on Sunday Night Football.
I can see that. It's a great night football environment.
Yes, I agree. And I always do it right away. I swear they've been on Sunday Night Football in the first month of the season. Every year.
Yeah, I don't get that logic.
Again, just one of those weird things in my head.
No, I get those too.
Enjoy the schedule release. Bet on Cowboys at Rams. And I cannot wait to say I told you so about Broncos at Seahawks Thursday Night Football, first one of the year.
You're going to be eating those words.
You think?
You're going to be eating crow.
It's just going to be a rant. Yeah, it's going to end up being like Colts Falcons, like Matt Ryan's return to Atlanta.
Hey, that's not a bad one.
I think they actually do play each other. There was one other. I think it was maybe, honestly, you know what else it could be? Washington at Philly. Wentz goes back to the Eagles. Maybe.
Get booed the fuck out.
That might be it. Fuck. No, I'm sticking with Broncos Seahawks. You heard it here first, maybe.
So we got one more question for you.
All right, what do you got?
What's better, schedule leak day or opening day?
Schedule leak day. More possibilities. I get
more optimism.
Yeah, you just go through like the whole season in your head. You can only focus on week 1 at a time. But you go through the entire season. You tally up wins and losses.
Oh, I do that right away.
We'll do that on the podcast next week. We'll go through and give our prediction for every team's record.
Every team. That'd be tough.
Or at least just like we can just go through like division standings or whatever.
Let's just do that. Yeah, because I'm gonna fuck up records then.
Yeah, we'll figure it. 'Cause, yeah, you'll have to go through and count win loss.
Well, that doesn't make sense because they have this many. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Every team goes like 15.
We'll come with our next week. Will be our way too early NFL 2022.
Yeah,
predictions.
we'll pick the Super Bowl winner too.
Yeah, I like that. We'll go through the playoffs. We'll do it all. That sounds fun, actually.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for bearing with us during the off season. Have a great week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.